I love that.
Here. Are we gonna mic me up or? Oh, I didn't even know. Isn't that crazy? I was like, are we gonna mic me up? I didn't even know you mic'd me up. How the fuck does that happen? Did you? You literally went through my shirt and mic'd me up without me knowing.
No, you know it.
All right, let's go. So I should probably update people a little bit, yeah, because yeah, I moved back to Pennsylvania, and I live not that far away from where I used to live, actually. And yeah, long story short, to make it quick, like, you know, I made some videos about why I moved out of Miami. You can go watch those, but regardless, I'm here, and I was looking for a house. I was looking for a house for a little bit, but I really couldn't find one that fit what I wanted. So the cost of continually looking for one, driving around with my realtor, and all this bullshit was just, it was just wasting time. And I really wanted to double down on my businesses and stuff like that. And as in, you know, like building out the infrastructure for like my clothing company. And there was other things that needed to be done versus like getting a big ass house that's just gonna take up more time, energy, money. It's like, I got the nicest apartment I could in the area pretty much. You know, I basically hit up my old fucking landlord pretty much. And I was like, you know, do you got anything available? So I just moved back. It's been cool though. And you guys have seen the Lambo. Oh, I should have brought my keys. We'll go look at it later. Cause I didn't even like vlog it and show it yet.
No, nothing in the vlog.
So crazy, no, stupid. Yeah, so that's it, man. Got a new spot in PA, and you know, not far where I used to live, and it's pretty cool, man. It's a low-key spot, and gets the job done. And then I also bought another car. Well, I bought a truck, so that's coming in soon too. So that'll be cool.
What's that about?
It's a big ass truck, man. Just shits on everyone else's truck in the area, pretty much. So that's just what I want to do for now. Yeah, I know. I'll look back when I'm like 35 and I'll be like, did I really need to do that? But that's when I'm 35. I'm not 35 yet, so I got time. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Just building out the clothing brand stuff, like I said, and I've just been working. I've really been working. I've really been trying to spend more time on building my businesses. It's one of those things where, you know, I started my business and it opened up a lot of freedom for me. You know, I started to just like discover a different lifestyle, but now I wanted to really double down and build my business. And I've had like my fun a little bit, and I knew I could be doing more. So, and that required me to really start building people, building teams, which has been admittedly very challenging, but rewarding, because now my companies grow. So very obviously I make more money, and now, which is good, but also in twofold, I create opportunities for other people, which has been like a really cool thing for them. Like honestly, like I'm not even saying this in a cocky way, but like I make so much money that I can live wherever I want.
Right.
And I set my life up that way. Literally, I positioned myself that way where it didn't matter where the fuck I lived. And I've really been just doubling down on my skills as an entrepreneur. So like whether I fucking live in Pennsylvania, New York, fucking California, Florida, I'm gonna be successful regardless. Like the one thing that I really think is important is to build what's called anti-fragility, which means like, you know, when you're anti-fragile, you're very like easy, you can maneuver way easier. So like, I don't know, I don't really give a fuck about like being in somewhere long-term. I'm even at the point now where I could probably have a second place if I wanted to. If I really wanted to, it would probably be in Miami or Orange County, excuse me. Yeah, my day-to-day is it's generally similar every day, but you know, it changes. I have a dog, so that takes up my time, a lot of it to be honest. Yeah, just work, man. Just work. Just talk to my team, make sure they're good. That's pretty much it. It's really revolved around managing my team and growing my business is big picture stuff. There's a lot of intricacies to it.
Yeah.
We'll get into it in more detail in other videos, but I just work, man. I sit at my desk all day. Life's been good, I'm not gonna lie. I've been very, like after buying the Lamborghini and then getting the truck like in 2 months, you know, my business, you know, we broke a record last month in my business, my coaching business. And it just made me want to work harder. I don't know, my life is, for some, they might think it's boring, but I think it's very exciting because it's so funny too. I literally just, I create my own, we all do it, but I create my own like stress. Like I always think, I'm like, why am I always feeling like I have to do all this shit? I'm like, I'm the one who literally wrote it down to do it. As in like my goals and everything. And like, not that I'm complaining by any means, I'm more so saying like, it's just interesting because there's like a level of insanity that's involved, like 100%, where it's like, you accomplish a goal and you're just like, all right, what's next? It's like literally that. Like, it's almost like I have like a tendency like every year to like, every 6 months to a year, I'll like write goals, like fresh goals. And they're always on like a piece of paper, like this big. It's just like a little piece of paper. I'll always like keep it somewhere where I can see it. It's always like 5 things. And every time I just knock the next goal out and I just continue on. I was telling Pablo that I try not to set goals for longer than 6 months at a time. I just want to say this on the record. Exotic women. You're like, dude, you're literally white Asian. I'm not Asian. Exotic women. You guys, y'all gotta figure it out. Y'all gotta figure it out, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I try not to set goals longer than 6 months because one thing that I think is really important in entrepreneurship is speed, and that a lot of people just don't move quick enough. You know, you just have to keep moving, you know? I actually got this from Elon Musk. I don't know, one thing that I noticed that I think is very overrated about people that are successful is like they don't talk about the work ethic that these people have. And I heard a quote that Elon Musk said one time, and he said, and honestly maybe it was made up, maybe it wasn't actually him, but it was something along the lines of, see if you can accomplish your 1-year goals in 6 months, because it will force you to hold yourself to a higher standard. And like that's actually what's the most important, is holding yourself to a higher standard. Like that is literally, I've noticed this in life, man. It's like, this is the only reason why people have things and don't have things, is because they have a standard, like an acceptance of their standard. Like, or they have a standard and they're like, well, this is just like I'm okay with this. Like whether they are outright saying it or not, like they're tolerating their, you know, current situation. People are pussies, bro. That's really what it is. Like that's really what it comes down to, is like work ethic got lost in translation. It's because everyone started like wanting to wanting to automate things, and there was too much emphasis on strategy and not enough emphasis on pure work ethic. And like that's literally why I'm able to make progress so fast, is because I have strategy, but I also, like what I do, I redline it. Like I go so hard. Like I know I do. I go so hard. I can go so much harder too. You know, but what I wanted to say was that something that really opened my eyes, and something that made me because when you're an entrepreneur, especially as a man, you don't want to second guess the moves that you make. When you second guess the moves that you make, you end up wasting time. And one of the most discouraging things is doing something and not knowing if it's working. One of the signs for me if something is working is if I have the same belief as someone who's wildly more successful than me. Because if we carry the same belief system, then it's a simple equation of belief plus work ethic equals result. So if I know myself enough to be self-aware enough to know, I was telling Pablo this yesterday, not that I will have every part figured out, that I will know all the steps, but that I will have the courage to step up to the plate and be the man that's required in this situation when it calls for it. And that's true confidence. Confidence is not trying to predict the future. Confidence is saying, whatever happens, I'm ready. I always think about this, right? Like, one of the worst feelings is like when you're in a situation where you wish you could have worked harder, right? Where you're like, you're at a dinner, or you're at the gym, or you're somewhere, right? And you're just like, damn, like I could have went way harder. Like I could have done so much more in between the time that I saw these people last. And like, that has to drive you, you know? I don't know, people, they use certain things as cop-outs because it's easy. Fake humility. Fake humility and entitlement are the two biggest ones, and they're the worst ones. Fake humility is basically saying like, well, I don't care about material items. I don't care about things that aren't, I don't care about things that are tangible, those tangible things. I only care about helping people, right? But he who is the most humble, he who can have that humility, he's only at that spot because he as himself has broken himself down to be able to then pull people up, right? So you have people that are like, hey, well, I don't care about money. I just want to help people. It's like, well, okay, well, how many people are you helping? How many clients do you have? Do you have a nonprofit organization? Who are you helping, right? They're like, oh, damn, you're right. It's like, right? So you're not only not helping people, but you're not making money either. So you're not doing anything. And that's a dangerous spot to be in. People stay there forever. I know people that are literally have been like that since high school. They'll be like that the rest of their lives. And they'll look at people like me and they'll say, well, he only cares about materialistic items. He only cares about, image and all this stuff. And it's like, well, my emphasis on those things, as a byproduct of that, I've created a service that's literally changed people's lives. Like, it's changed people's lives. And it only appears that way from the outside when you don't understand it, right? Like, the only reason I'm here, the only reason that I can sit here and speak so compassionately to people that have been in a similar situation is because I've fucking been there, man. Like, honestly, most people, the reason why they don't have a Lamborghini and the reason why they don't make 6 figures a month and the reason why they don't have a big brand is not because they're not talented enough or funny enough or any of that shit. You want to know the real reason why? Because they're weak. They're weak-minded. People are weak-minded. That's it. And this is the thing, right? This is more rare. This is actually very, very rare. Way more rare than people think it is. Someone that truly doesn't want those things and accepts his life and is truly happy where he is. Very fair. We're talking about 0.0001% of people. You know, the worst part is that 99% of those people, or 99% of the other people, think that they're that 1%. They think, well, no, see, I'm doing it for a greater cause, right? Like, I'm a Christian, or right? That's why I don't have material items. It's like, well, you might have to pick your Bible up, like, respectfully. So, like, the reason I'm saying things like this is because this is what keeps people stuck. The second one is the entitlement. Think about it. People think that entitlement is thinking that that the world owes them something, but it's also thinking that they're more important than they are, right? So this is a dynamic. You can say, well, I deserve the world, right? And I'm important, so I'm entitled to it all. But what if you were like, well, the opposite, right? Woe is me. Like, I don't deserve anything. Like, I'm a piece of shit. Well, you're entitled too, because you're entitled. You actually think respectfully that what you're feeling is important, right? as in like it doesn't invalidate it. It's just the fact that entitlement is on a dynamic. You can think the world owes you shit, and then you can think that you're not shit, and they're both entitlement. I mean, I don't even know how many times I've said it at this point where it's like, I was that kid. I was that person. And like, just because I'm 30 and like, whether I experienced the things as a teen and as in my early 20s, it goes across the board, you know? Like, yeah, it like I said, the main reason is like people are pussies, people are weak-minded. I wouldn't say it's like one shift that happens, it's an internal conversation that begins to mold your path. It's as simple as the same thing happening to two different people, them both getting knocked out really bad, but one person decides to get up, beaten up, broken, scarred. It doesn't mean he's fucking up and at it at 100% the next day even, but it's like he who can crawl can eventually walk, and he who can walk can eventually run, you know? And I just think there's just so much power in that, man. The reason why you get there and the reason why I'm this way now is because, and we were even saying, you know, we were watching old content of mine the past few years, you know, when I had my office in Allentown, and like you can see the change. You can see the literal personality change in me. I think that's really what success is. You know, is like you mature, I say this to my elite clients all the time. I say, have realistic expectations about what it takes, but have like a delusional target, you know? Like set delusional targets. Like a lot of your friends, they have like, their goals are literally like this. Again, it's too easy to make this excuse of, well, if that makes them happy, blah, 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 that's fine. If that makes them happy, that's fine. But if their goals made you happy, you wouldn't even be watching this video right now. Because you know there's something more. And really, I know it's funny, but like, it's at the same time, it's true. Like, this is why people are suffering and why they hate their lives. You know? It's because they literally are at the fucking barbecue with their fucking shitty friends from high school, and they like don't actually understand why they're sad. They like don't get it. And I see it clear as day, right? People don't get upset. They don't get like upset at me when I pull up in the Lamborghini when we went to the same high school together. They get upset with themselves because we had the same tools, you know? But while I was making Instagram stories and they were calling me a motivational speaker, they were getting, you know, they were doing what they were doing, and, you know, more power to them. And this is the thing. I am always respectful to any man that puts food on his table, no matter what you do. But if you sit there and say that you are fully satisfied with your current situation and that you're not striving for more, and you really mean that, and if you don't mean that, I just think it's a dangerous spot to be in. A dangerous spot to be in, man. I've made lifelong commitments to myself for achievements that, dude, it's game over. There's nothing else I'm gonna do. As in, like, what can't I do? In the past 4 years, this is where you start to transcend as a business owner. You're just like, it's not even about money anymore. Like, the money is just, I don't even give a shit. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. In the weirdest way. I could literally lose every single dollar I have in every material item besides the fucking clothes on my back. And I'm telling you right now, I could have it all back in 6 months. Like down to the Lamborghini, every single piece I could have back in 6 months if I wanted to. And there's something to be said about that. The reason I'm saying this is because what I say before, this is the true change that a man goes through. He has an acceptance of the reality. He has a realistic expectation of what it actually takes. But the confidence comes from knowing that you're the man that is easily able to maneuver through life, no matter the circumstances. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. You care way less. Like, I've literally lost so many people in my life at this point, that the people that are here, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I've been through so much that it's like, it reinforces it too. And this is another thing too, is like, I was talking to one of my boys about this last night at the wedding, and I was saying, like, you can have both. Like, you can have the wife and the kid and the family life and the success. Like, you can have both. But you're delusional to think that there won't be big, giant chunks of time that will require massive amounts of physical and mental sacrifice, emotional sacrifice, that are involved to get to that level. Like, it's just not, it's on another level. So the reason I'm saying that, man, is, I don't know, I want people to believe in themselves. That's really what I want them to believe in themselves. And be like, you know, when like the school bully, he'll push you into the locker, he'll beat you, he'll fuck with you, right? And this, you can, you know, the skinny kid physically, he has no ability to defend himself. But there's a level of delusional confidence that can be built within that person that can deflect the bully. As in, like, if the bully was to say, meet me after school, I'm gonna beat your ass. And then he says, well, yeah, all right, well, I'll see you there. And then can talk his way out of that situation. That's what I mean. Is like, you have to be the person that can think clearly and call upon the proper tools when the time arises. Get what I'm saying? So even if you can't defend yourself, or you can't accomplish the job in one way, you can still do it in another way. When there's a will, there's a way, and I always believe that, no matter what. And like my friend Jake Friedman always said, we'd be on the houses, the Victorian houses, 40-foot ladders, paint buckets in our hands. We'd look at the fucking peak of the fucking house. I'd look at him, knowing the fucking job was not insured. We were getting paid cash off the books. I'd look at him, he'd look at me, and he'd look back at me, and he'd say, it's gotta get done, man. It's gotta get done. So, you know what? No matter what, it's gotta get done.